Hello, how is everyone? Happy Friday, guys. We made it through another week. We did it. Sorry I'm a little late today, but I had to push it back just a little bit. It's kind of a busy morning. Look at my new shirt though. Look at this. Repping my Salt West. Shadow, how are you? I don't even have the apron on yet because I wanted to show off some new stuffs. Vyoon coming in right away. Welcome in, guys. I hope your stream was well. I saw that you were cooking earlier and I got really excited. Sorry I didn't pop in at all, but I've just been going today. How are you, Death? Welcome in, everyone, from Vyoon's stream. Nice to see you guys. Okay, so today on the menu, burgers, and there's probably going to be some beers involved. I don't think there's going to be anything really fancy though for beer. I don't know what we got stocked up in the fridge. I am well, Death. I have some exciting news today. My trip to Salt West was amazing. So I didn't post any photos yet on Discord. Maybe I can do that quickly while we're starting because I am going to talk a little bit about my adventure today. It was really, really fun. Starting to realize how awesome people are on the island and like how connected everyone kind of is. It's great. Hi, Vyoon. How are you? The onion looks really good with your like innocent little emote. They go so well together. Burgers and bacon and beer. Yeah, it's Friday. When I told my dad what was for dinner, he got really excited. Okay, I'm just going to start bombing some photos into the Discord. They're going to be under the fun photos section. I took a bunch today. It was a really fun day, I have to say. I was there for like over an hour. Just checking out the digs. It's not very big, but there is a lot to talk about and stuff. And when I walked in right away, all I could smell was like roasted garlic. And so later on, he told me that they were making the roasted garlic salt and he like opened the oven because they're drying out the salt. Oh my God. So that is the photo of the bucket with the salt in it. That's the salt that was in that bucket. And everything is outside. So it's not just one big enclosed building. It's like everything is open and outdoors. It's so, so nice. Very wild, I would say. And the way that they produce their salt is obviously trying to be low emission. They do have, I think there was 6 propane burners with pots on them to obviously boil the water. But he said they do have 2 electric kettles coming in that have an element in them, so they'll never lose heat. And then those will go off of hydro. So there's going to be absolutely no carbon footprint off of that at all. You need to cool down a bit. Yeah, you've been cooking. Lurk mode. Engage. Okay, Vyoon. Sounds good. And they have a couple of greenhouses on the property. So I'll just kind of explain as I post the photos. They have greenhouses on the property to sun dry the salt in the summer. So that uses even less emissions so that they don't have to continue boiling them. Very, very cool. And he said the hottest the greenhouse ever got was 70 Celsius one day. Today it was 40 in there. So all of that heat that you guys have been feeling, that's how it was in the greenhouse. And he gave me a whole goodie bag to come home with, so I might be giving away a couple packs of salt for you guys. Time to do another giveaway. Maybe we'll do it in July. And today, in one of the baths that was cooking, he was making fleur de sel. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but that's like the fancy salt. So that was really cool to see. And everything is just really temperature controlled. So the temp that they aim for is 155 Fahrenheit. I guess that is the best temperature when you're trying to make salt. So it's like just under boiling point. And they use some steam kettles to do that as well. That way the temp is just a little bit more controlled. Okay, I think I posted all those photos. So let me just show you guys. So obviously I got a shirt today. I was not expecting to be given really anything. I just wanted to see how they made the salt. That's it. Hey Mama and Thunder, how are you guys? And so I was really excited because the back of this shirt has their logo. So even when I wear my apron, you guys will be able to see it. So yay for that. So let's get into the really fancy salt first. And this salt is called Ocean Jewel. And they don't sell this because it only gets made every so often when the temperatures and like the humidity are right in the air. So obviously everything is open there. And it's very, very large flakes. I don't know if you can see them. And they're like, they just look like big crystals. So he said one of the places that does kind of market this is in Japan. And are you ready for this price? $50 an ounce. Where's my penny? It's just beside me. I just wanted to show off the shirt first while I talk about the Southwest stuff. Yeah, anything free is awesome. I was not expecting any of that, but like, look at this massive flake. Like, that's bigger than a Maldon flake. I want to try and get a really cool piece here. I just hope that maybe the camera can focus. I don't know. But it's like so geometric. There's just like little cubes of salt all kind of working together there. Feels spoiled. So he says, like he said, he doesn't sell this, but he gives it to like people that he know would actually make use of it and appreciate it. So hell yeah. And I won't be giving this away. Sorry, guys. So let's get into, look at all these goodies that I got. I got one of each salt. Because are you ready for this? So I was not expecting this going in there, but they have a website that has a recipe section that's empty. And they just haven't had time to make up recipes with their salt. So they asked me to make up their recipes, obviously not for free. So I'll kind of be contracted to help them out with that. And I'm just so excited. And then eventually we do want to do a cookbook for them to sell in the store. So how freaking cool is that? Like, I did not expect that. So I walked out like dancing. I'm so happy, guys. So I don't really know what to charge or anything like that. I said I'll take a couple of days to kind of figure it out. But this is all new to me. So if anyone's in here that's kind of like in graphic design or some kind of development part of the industry, feel free to like give me any pointers that you guys have. Thanks, Dev. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I am so happy. Very surprised. Okay, let's go through some of these salts. So this is the fancy ass salt called Fleur de Sel. And this one is obviously called their Rain Coast Fleur de Sel. It says it's carefully hand harvested from the mother brine in small batches to produce a delicate, high moisture, crisp flake with a balanced, pure taste. And it was so cool seeing the way that they make the salt. Yes, Death, that sounds so good, dude. Cannot wait to talk to you about it then. Yeah, we know people. That is so good. So they actually have to use reverse osmosis for the seawater here because it's not that salty compared to a lot of the rest of the ocean in the world. So they kind of have to reverse osmosis it first and then get the salt out of it, just so it's a little bit more concentrated and it won't take them as long to produce the salt. And the reason the ocean is not as salty here on the island is just because there's so many fresh rivers running into the ocean that it kind of actually dilutes the water, the salinity. So that was really cool to see. And then obviously the leftover water after the reverse osmosis, they actually started bottling it. I don't know if it was this year or late last year, and they're selling it. So it's drinkable water that is left over from the salt making process, which is great. So they are using every aspect of their business to create something, and they're not wasting anything at all. So I really, really like that. Okay, so there's our fleur de sel, which I saw being made today. Here's a really cool product that they also do is smoked peppercorns. So they said they'd had to do a couple of trials to find the right peppercorn to smoke, and they smoke it with pecan wood. So it's gonna have that kind of nutty flavor. I've not used this yet from them, so I'm pretty excited to use it. And I think we might actually use it today. Crush a little bit up and garnish our Caesar salad with it. How does that sound? Does salt provide nutrition? So that's another thing to talk about is obviously with seawater and salt comes a bunch of other minerals that once it's kind of reduced down, those taste bitter. What's up? Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Where's Sammy?
He just went to the store.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay.
He should be back soon, just the keyboard didn't have the receiver in it.
Okay. When he gets, I just need him to give me a hand to lift the TV off the wall.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's okay. Okay, so there's other minerals in there that when they're reduced down with the salt, they get really hard and bitter. So that has to be extracted out of the salt as it kind of reduces down and the liquid gets cooked out. And I actually tasted some of that like stuff that they skimmed off with the minerals. It does have that little bit of like bitter and like metallic taste compared to, he actually scooped me out fresh fleur de sel that was like still cooking in that big rectangular tub, and it was so much smoother. Like it's crazy that you can tell the difference right away. I'm just gonna put those peppercorns back there so I don't forget to use them. Yes, Death, I love that you have so many cool ideas. I'm so pumped. But yes, the body definitely needs salt to survive. So please never think that cutting your salt out of your diet is gonna like help you miraculously lose weight. Lemon, how are you? I'm so happy you're here today. You have a salt cave man-made over there, and it helps all sorts of medical problems, especially people with breathing problems. That is so cool, Mama. Yeah, salt is very interesting, I have to say. So are you ready for this? This was a shocking little stat that Jeff, the owner, told me as we were doing our little tour. They produce 15,000 to 20,000 pounds of salt every year, but mainly their season is from March to October. So they produce that much salt in that little amount of time, and they gather 150 gallons of seawater per batch that they do. And then fleur de sel takes 5 days to make. So this is a process, like that's a lot of labor. Whereas all your other kind of smaller grain salts only take 4. Yeah, only 4. And he has those kettles running until 12:30 every night. So this is like an all-day job. So cool. Yeah, I'm happy you got in early too. Yeah, the sea salt place. So I went in there today, Lemon, and you're gonna love this. They want me to create recipes for them for their website and eventually a cookbook using their salt. So frick yeah, everything is coming together. Okay, next one. This is one I have used before. Sun-dried tomato and basil. I think I've put it in with a caprese salad before. So like tomatoes, basil, balsamic vinegar, and some cheese. Really, really good. But I can see this being good with like a creamy cucumber salad as well. And all the spices and stuff they use to flavor their salt, all organic. And as local as possible as well. So they're not just putting like liquid smoke extract in there or like different flavoring products. They're actually roasting the onions, roasting the garlic from scratch, putting the lemon peels in while the salt cooks down to get that natural flavor that everyone is looking for. Okay, next one, applewood smoked. So this salt is obviously made first, and then they put the salt in the smoker with applewood, and it just absorbs all of that smoke flavor. This, obviously, they have a little apple picture on there. So pork and apples, that sounds good. I'd be down with this. So another one, never used this one before, roasted garlic and onion. So this is what was being made today when I walked in. And as soon as I opened the door, just this huge waft of like roasted garlic and onions. And I was just like, oh my God, it smells good in here. He's like, yeah, roasted garlic today. It's like, it's not fair. So it says perfect pairings, chicken, potatoes, yes, and pork. But I think this could be good on anything. Like garlic and onion goes in so many different recipes. You have to have the applewood smoke package. Yeah. Yeah, there'll be a couple. I'll probably put 3 together in the little giveaway basket. Maybe I'll go purchase a couple more if I feel like that's not enough. But the amount of salt that I took home today plus the shirt, it's like $120 of stuff that they gave me. So it's definitely not cheap. Yeah, that would be for you. They have an online store. So I will post the link to the site here. Not 100% sure if they ship to the US, but I don't see why they wouldn't. They have the online salt store. Free shipping within Canada. Boop. Oh, it's only a $10 flat rate to the US. That's not bad at all. Alexi, you didn't even donate. That's nothing. That's a nada. Trying to trick me on this Friday. Got excited for nothing. Yeah, please. Where's that real $5? But thanks for being here anyways. It wasn't a donation. He's just trying to trick us. Not falling for it. Okay, carrying on. Rosemary and sage. So a nice herbaceous salt. I would say probably cooking with this would be your best bet. It might be a little bit too strong to garnish with because rosemary and sage are quite strong herbs. So what it says here, lamb. So that's for you as well, Death. Make your roasted lamb with this. Roasted vegetables, or even put it into some bread. Yeah, I almost fell for it, Lemon. Not today. Stacy, how are ya? How's it going? How do you fake donate? I don't know, Thunder. These people are so creative nowadays. Like this. Okay, next one up that we have used before. What did we use this on last? We used it on Rook's dessert, so Sex in a Pan. Salted caramel and chocolate. I know it sounds weird, but anyone with that like sweet and salty tooth, this is perfect for you. And I think it would be really good on like a hot chocolate or on top of coffee. Or even maybe sprinkle it on some fresh cut strawberries. Why not? Matt, how are you? Oh my goodness. What is going on in here today? We're gonna carry on. Got some drama queens. Caesar pleaser. So this. See, now someone donates. Thanks for the $5. Never give a name. What is happening today? Love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is much appreciated. And you're actually the first, I think the first donate of the week. Or actually, you're the second. So we have 2 people that donated $5. So we'll see if someone beats that. Otherwise, they both get to request a meal if they so desire. Yeah, good thing salt goes on everything. Stay salty, my friends. Okay, so they make a Caesar rim, aka Bloody Mary for my Americans. And they also said putting it on coleslaw or chicken would be really good. Love it. Carrying on. We got some salt in chat too. Not only do we have salt in person, but we got some salt in chat.
Chat's being salty?
Yeah. You've never seen the Wild Sammy, Matt? What a stud. It was anonymous. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was anonymous. Okay, this one I have used before as well. So I think there's like 4 in here that I've used. Sweet and smoky maple, which Jeff said he likes to smoke salmon a lot. So he made this one with those people that obviously don't have a smoker at home. And this is kind of like a cheater way to make smoked salmon. And I did use it on salmon on stream, I would say in my first month. And it's really, really good. It's made with, obviously the salt is smoked. Not sure what it is. Maybe it is with the applewood. And then maple sugar in there as well. So another kind of sweet and salty contrast there. Thanks, Death. I don't know what was going on. Can you make some Habbo burgers? We're not in the mood for kids today, Matt. That's why we got some lemon here. Squeeze it out. This one's for you, lemon. Lemon and dill. So this is the one where when they first started wanting to make the lemon flavored salt, they started to squeeze lemon juice in. So acid and base, do you think that would mix and you'd be able to make salt? No, they found out really quick. Lemon juice put into seawater and then trying to cook out doesn't work at all. So all they can use is the rind of the lemon. And that way it doesn't interfere with the salt making process. And obviously we have some organic dill in there. Another really good one was seafood and chicken and vegetables. And one more here, guys. Yeah, it was very interesting. I did learn a lot today. Science for the win. Okay, last one. Smashed peppercorn sea salt. So this is like your good all-purpose salt. So instead of grinding your salt and then grinding your pepper on top, just take a little sprinkle of this, put it over whatever you want. But it does say perfect pairings are steak, eggs, and mushrooms. I could see that being really good on mushrooms. And that's it, guys. And then for everyone new that came in, I will show you guys this. It's called Ocean Jewel Salt. So if I hold this bag up, you might be able to kind of see the salt crystals. I don't know if the camera will focus. But this is like a really fancy salt because of the way that it crystallizes. So it gets these like crazy square kind of pyramids.
There you go.
See if we can get in there a little bit more.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And obviously the way that that melts is like very slowly. He says it almost looks like little microchips. Very, very cool. And $50 an ounce. They don't sell this because no one would buy it. It's that fancy ass. So yeah, spoilt with the loot today. But let's suit up and start making some dins. I whipped up the brioche dough for the buns at 2:30. So those have proofed up for the last hour. And we're gonna check them out now, but we should be able to divide them into the 6 buns for dinner. And then we only have an hour until we can bake them. So I don't think it's gonna be too long of a stream today either. I'm glad it ended up focusing for you guys, because yeah, this stuff looked crazy under the sunlight. Yeah, drop the sward. Karen, thanks for the resub. Or actually, there wasn't even a resub. This was the first time. Welcome in, Karen. I hope your day is well. Good to see you in here. We got a Mrs. Rush in chat, guys. Yeah, it's a me, it's a Mario. I don't know, guys. Wild in today. I definitely appreciate the sub though, Karen. Welcome to the squad. I know you're gonna love that onion. What's going on here with this keyboard?
You can use it.
Okay.
Whenever you're done using that.
I just I need to use this for a sec.
Yep. Slide it in your credit card.
I was done with that person, guys. I don't know about you. Yeah, making moves. Oh, it doesn't fit under the cutting board. Struggle is real. It's too wide. The children are out of school. I see. Yep. Okay, let me go grab the dough and then we'll go over our prep plan for the day and then let's get going. Success makes people cuckoo. Come on, guys. Pops wanted your help taking the TV out.
Alright.
Okay. Prodigious, how are ya? Yay, Vune, you're back. 10 weeks for little Thomas. That really puts timing into perspective. How is it already 10 weeks? Okay, so obviously we are making burgers today. Everything from scratch, except we're not making the cheese. Sorry about that. And then we are making Caesar salad today. A kind of grilled and smoky version, which I've never had before. So I'm interested in that. All of the recipes are in Discord. If you feel like making this for your peeps this weekend, why not? Who can turn down a burger? Brisket burgers, Rook. Okay, so obviously I made the brioche dough earlier, and you need to leave yourself around 3.5 hours if you want to make homemade buns or bread, because there's generally like a 2-hour proofing window there, and then typically like half an hour bake time, and then you have to let it cool down before you cut it. Otherwise, it kind of ruins the crumb and makes it a little bit gluey if the dough is still steaming hot inside. So after that, we will prep our meat and the grinder. So we just have to cut the beef into 1-inch cubes is typically the best. And our grinder just has to go into the freezer for a couple of minutes to really chill it off. Because if you don't get your meat and your grinder as cold as possible, it can actually end up not grinding the meat, but kind of just like mashing it through the grinder, which we don't want to do. We want nice, fresh grinds of beef coming through there, nothing mashed up. Kiko's sister, hello. Welcome back. It's been a while, and thanks for the follow. Okay, so after that, we will make our patties, cut our cheese, tomato, lettuce, and the bacon. So that stuff is ready to go later on. And then we can prep our Caesar salad. And we should be able to bake the buns and then cook our burgers, plate, and taste. So not too crazy of a meal today. For sure not. And it's gonna be fun. I always love making burgers and salads. Like, I could
Burgers.
easily eat that for one meal a day.
Every day.
Only 103 temp. Wow. Just roasting, hey? You should be able to feel bits of meat. Yeah, not mush. You just made a meatloaf out of mush. Oh, the worst. Yeah, I don't think that I'm able to buy ground beef anymore from the store. Like, I have to do it myself just because I know the difference now. Yeah, just set the pork butt outside and it'll just cook itself. No problem. Okay, just getting rid of our board. Counter is nice and clean. Burgers are love, burgers are life. If only Vune could eat one meal for the rest of his life, it would be burgers. Okay, so we're only making 6 buns today. So not a lot of dough, and obviously this will get bigger after we divide it and let it proof for probably another hour, which I think I'll just do that in the oven on a really low heat. So let's just kind of fake preheat the oven to get a low heat going in there. And then we will put our buns in after they're portioned. Because sometimes if it's too cool in your house or outside, they're not actually going to puff up fully. And we don't want like dense buns. We want them to be nice and fluffy.
Oh man,
Banoffee pie? What? Who said that? What? That's what you made, Karen? I love banoffee pie. It turned out okay. What was wrong with it? What's up, who farted? How are you? Who farted in my mouth? Very creative username. I like it. And the best part about brioche dough, you guys, is that there's so much butter in it that it does not even stick to your hands. Unreal. But we do probably need just a touch of flour still. Let me adjust this here. Goodbye, water bottle spout. Thank you. You made it all fresh, Karen? That's amazing. Yeah, Sammy is on Dog the Chef. Matt is just figuring everything out. He's like, wait a tick. Okay, we need 6 portions. Maybe I'll just pull this pretty long. Portion it that way. Try to make them all even in size. I like to kind of just group them up afterwards and see if anything needs a little adjustment. Like that guy's too big. And maybe we'll donate it to this guy. Matt's moving in. You've never made banoffee pie lemon? I think you would love it. Rook, just clean out a corner or a closet. We'll just make a little sliding door to give you the food. We'll put a computer in there for you still too. Yeah, just bunk beds for everyone. Hilarious. Okay, so obviously this is really soft, which I think is why we just need a touch of flour here. And you can see kind of how greasy it is too.
buttery.
Just leaving a little oil slick. Butter, grease, same thing. And then as always, we're just going to use our thumb and fingers to roll this into a little bun. Yeah, just pass the food through like a prison. Good to go. And this is what we want, a nice, smooth and shiny bun. And nothing really for a seam on the bottom, which is great. So I should probably get my baking pan out, which I'm just gonna line it with a Silpat. Parchment paper is good too. I just know that I don't need to waste paper right now because these bake up really nice on a non-stick silicone sheet like that. And you don't need any flour on the bottom. So there's our first bun, guys. And let's just turn off our oven. It's getting a hot. Elvin, I just saw you popped in here. How's it going? I hope you are doing well. It's your birthday in 25 minutes? Oh my gosh. You guys have to sing happy birthday to Karen in chat. This is a must. Someone set the timer.
25 minutes?
25 minutes.
Hey Siri, 25-minute timer. Done.
Yeah, the shiniest buns, Matt. Shiny buns. That's what you want. Yeah, the nice thing about birthdays, you have one every year, but you stay the same age. Sing in sign language? Yeah, that works, Ruff. I think happy birthdays is like the one time where you can just like sing your heart out and no one really gets mad. You didn't know that silicone baking sheets existed? I think you can get a 2-pack off Amazon Vune. They are so great. And they're also good to use under your cutting board for like a non-slip mat. That's what we do at work sometimes. But just don't use anything like too savory on it. That would like really penetrate it and flavor it. So like the max I do for savory is mostly just buns. I think I tried roasting some kind of meat or something on it and I just found that the flavor stayed on it for too long and it wasn't very nice. We had a little lumpy in there. No lumpy buns, guys. Not a thing. Okay, the last one. Sammy and I have to sing. You guys can type it in chat.
How do we sing?
We can sing too. We'll sing, you guys type it. Yeah, it's better and less wasteful than baking paper. The heck is baking paper?
Probably parchment paper.
It is. We were bugging Vune the other day. He's never heard of parchment paper before. Okay. The buns are done. So now we're just gonna cover those either with plastic wrap or if you have a nice clean dish towel, that works just as well. And that way you can rewash it. And those are going to sit for another hour before we actually bake them. Pendleton says happy birthday. Love it. You would use it? Well, I guess you could use one of them for savory and one for sweet. Because for sure get a 2-pack. Don't just buy one. Okay, how is this now? Still a little warm. Just continue cleaning up a bit. Yeah, they're doing some stuff up there.
Yeah, just send it.
You like to lick parchment paper? Are you nuts, Matt? These are the things you don't tell people if you plan on moving in. It's like, what happened to all my parchment paper? Oh, Matt licked it all. Forever unclean. Goodbye, buns. See you in 60 minutes. Are you going with the... Oh my god. Wait, does this thing have to be turned on? It's not. Yeah, it is. Sam's doing stuff for me because he wants to play Fortnite on the MacBook while I stream. So he bought me a wireless keyboard and mouse. In German, it's literally translated baking paper. It just makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so you lick the paper after it's used. Leftover cookie crumbs. Well, then that's great. It's like a pre-rinse before it goes into the compost. That could be useful, Matt. I'll allow this. Okay, prepping our meat and grinder. Let's get our board back here. We need to put all of our metal grinding parts into the freezer, the blast chiller. And then my beef is still like semi-frozen, which is actually what you want for the best grind. Not completely hard and frozen because it won't go through the grinder. Just like a touch of frost on it. I don't walk around the house licking everything. Sorry for assuming that. Yeah, you're so worked up. You're not even making sense now. Okay, so these are the parts here. This is your main attachment. This is like your little auger that pushes the meat through. This little guy is the blade that forces the meat through the die, which I'll show you in a sec. What are you making, Sammy? What are you making? Can I have something? Oh God. You will fit, and you will like it. And then for burgers, I've been using like a bigger, or actually the medium die. What do you think, Sammy? You want it more coarse?
No, medium.
So here's the difference here is this is really coarse. This would be great for something a little bit softer, like say turkey, if you want to make turkey burgers. But we'll go just a little bit finer for the beef today. That way it doesn't get too chewy. Especially because it's brisket. Brisket has a lot more connective tissue in it.
Yeah, we always did medium grind for 2 hours.
Hey MILF, how are ya? Happy Friday, dude. So this has to go into the freezer as well. Sammy's completely different than what you imagined. Is that a good thing, Matt? It better be. Because then you're sleeping on the floor.
Shit.
What the hell is going on here?
Margarita's ready.
Sammy with the margs.
Who's that first?
Wow. None for me, though. What grinder does that piece go to? Yeah, don't grind your wheat in this. I've never tried it, though. I don't know if any of you crazies have. Yeah, Sammy's cracking open the last 2 margies, but they're not for us. So I don't know what's going on. steals the food, and now he's stealing the alcohol. What is this guy doing? You would eat his body. Trolling is mean. Well, not always. Sometimes trolling can be funny. But when it's mean, it's not funny anymore. Okay. Here's the meats. So this is our little piece of peameal, which we'll probably use for burgers today and end up doing something with brunch on the weekend. There's an app called Grinder. And then that's our brisket. Yeah, Alvin, were old documents written on parchments? We're just gonna cut the meat, put it into that bowl. And plastic cutting board. That our wood doesn't get all meaty. Trolls that are mean have no life. It's true, it is their problem, it's not ours. Thanks, Sammy. Whoa, did you get more? Or are we still at 3?
Still 3?
Sweet! Look at this guy.
Cheers.
Couple of margies. Cheers, guys. Happy Friday. As I drinking my marg, this is what I looked like just now. Holding my knife like this and taking a sip of my drink. Sup. But for real, we have to just get a little bit of sharpening action on here. A little bit of honing must be done. Man, that's the best rook. Amazon just shows up with your toys.
Best thing ever.
Especially on a Friday. Does that mean you just got your Innova? Should be good for the sward. Full pirate. Okay, but funny story though. When I do get like drunk, this was in Vegas, I was totally full pirate. Like one eye completely closed. Just done. Done. Gone to the world. So now my mom makes fun of me. She's like, careful how much you drink. You're gonna need the eye patch. Got the sous vide and some disposable foil pans for the Barbie. Nice. We have a couple of those kicking around too. $15 till birthday song? Yes. I can't guzzle it, Matt. It has ice in it. I don't want to die. No death today. So we have this one big piece. And this is cut, so the one side you can see is a lot more fatty. So this side is called the flat. You can see just, there's not as much marbling in it. Whereas this side is called the flat and the point. Sam?
What?
The other side is called the point.
Yeah.
So the point is always a little bit more fatty. And this stuff, if the fat is hard, that's the good stuff, you leave it in. But if it's kind of mushy like this, that doesn't grind up or render out very nicely, so we'll kind of trim that up. A little bit of brisket education. Yeah, Sammy wanted to game while still chatting with you guys. So he went out and got me a keyboard and a mouse. There is some silver skin here. Just do a little trimmy trim. Make a steak out of it. I don't know how brisket steak would be. I don't think it would be that good. Probably be a little tough. Parchment paper is made from cellulose? What? Sounds nutso. So pretty much, if you're ever like grinding meat at home, I hope that one day some of you would. You just have to trim off anything that you wouldn't want in your grind from the store. So anything that's gonna be tough. Like gristle and silver skin, weird chewy fat. I think this one's pretty good though. Maybe just that little bit there. Just slap it on the grill. Sammy says it wouldn't be good. It would be really chewy, Vian. Especially this side that's more lean. She's got to cook for hours, low and slow. Trim and soak it? What? Okay. Yeah, maybe if you marinated it the night before and then grilled it like a steak, that's probably a good option. Could work. Rook, you didn't know that Elvin was trying to talk about Lauren the whole time? I was like, what is he going on about? Gotta get rid of that stringy fat. Oh, guess I should have listened to that troll earlier and tied my hair up. Nobody saw that, right, guys? Beer or Coca-Cola marinade? That's good options. I don't know if I've ever done that like whole Coca-Cola thing before though. Okay, this fat's all hard, so we can leave that on. I think we're good to go on this guy. I'm keeping all this fat in because you still want that bit of fat in your burgers. And just by looking at it, this is probably gonna be like 80-20. It's gonna still be quite lean. Yeah, maybe 70-30. Maybe closer to that. You kind of fell in love with some knives today. Oh no, Vian. It's a trap. Don't do it. Once you start getting one, it's like, okay, now I need this one. And never look at knife sales.
No.
Don't do it. Ever. Your whole freezer and fridge smells like dry rub. Oh, did you just leave it uncovered? Yeah, you filled the void, Matt. Yeah, that cotton string. Exactly, Lemon. Thank you. And you do want to pay attention to the way that you put the meat in. So if we look here, all the stuff in the bowl doesn't have too much fat. So if we grind that all together first and then put this in after, it's not going to be very evenly ground together. So you always want to get like a little bit of fatty pieces in there with the leaner meat. You do still have to pay attention. Do I like breaking down meat over other food prep? I do really enjoy it. But I don't know, I think prepping veggies is still what I like doing most. Like, I don't think I could prep meat or like be a butcher.
I could.
Yeah, Sammy probably could. But I think I would just get sick of it and be like, it's too much animal. Society is ruined. Help. Send help. You can't stand it. See, when I was younger, I couldn't even touch raw meat. Like, whenever I helped Betty cook, be like, I can't do the meat. Because I was, like, so weirded out by raw meat. But now I'm okay with it. Birthday clock, 6 minutes. You guys are antsy today. I'm loving it. The meat's looking good. Thanks, Lori. Glad to see you back here in stream again. Can I chop veggies really fast like some cooks? Yeah, like mushrooms. Slicing mushrooms is like one of my favorite things to prep. Okay, we're not gonna cut up the pea meal just yet, and definitely won't be cutting it on the raw stuff, because pea meal bacon is completely cooked. It's the pork loin. So we can just put that back into the fridge for now. And then I'll clean up my raw beef stuff, and we'll set up the grinder and grind everything up. What grade of brisket is it? I don't think it's graded. If I was to guess, maybe AAA? Sam?
Alberta beef. Breeder.
Typically the beef that you get is AAA or at least AA. But I've never had a problem with anything that comes from Alberta. Washing up my hands. And now this is where I'll put the gloves on. Dog, you can't touch lobsters or shrimp? It weirds you out? Well, they really are like sea bugs, so I can understand that. They're definitely not the nicest looking. Just grabbing my mixer, guys. You want to see me chopping mushrooms? I'm definitely not as fast as I used to be, just because I don't process as much anymore. But there was a point where I would like time myself per, how big were those cases? Like 10-pound case. I think the fastest I did it before was 15 minutes for 10 pounds. Okay, so we're gonna go over here, check out the grinder, set everything up. You give it a B, Matt. Yeah, so the meat, Lori, because we're grinding this, you want it to be a little bit frozen. And that way it'll feed through the grinder really well because it won't stick to it. Show Sammy how you plated your bulgogi tacos. That'll get him laughing. Oh, Elvin. It's tacos. How can you really mess that up? Okay, so first things first. This guy goes on like that, and we just have to tighten him on. Make sure he doesn't slide off. Next thing going in is our little auger. Try and turn this back now. And it just fits in the little notch on the mixer. Make sure that's in right. And then our blade. So these little grooves here, compared to the other side, you always want the blade sticking this side up. Like that. And then in goes our die. Fit them in those notches there. And then all we do is twist on this piece, nice and tight, and that holds everything together. Easy peasy, guys. So much fun. I love setting up grinders. How do you cut mushrooms? I mean, usually I just slice them. I don't have any small mushrooms here to show you, otherwise I would. But typically I hold the mushroom with the stem pointed towards me and then just slice it that way. So you go through the stem still. Gaming Gaza, thanks.
Time.
Oh, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Karen. Happy birthday to you. And many more on Channel 4. Scooby-Doo on Channel 2. Cheers, guys. Yay, Karen. Yeah, 21 again. Just like those good old days. Hey, Snooze, how are ya? Okay, let's get into the meat. So that's what's going down. And then this little guy here just gets put on the top of the grinder like that. And then we just have our little plunger to push the meat down. So kind of just create a little assembly line. I'm gonna put the beef on the left here. And I'm just gonna put a glove on and we can start going. You do wanna work pretty quick once everything is set up. So you don't want it to warm up too much, right? The margarita could use some Grand Marnier. I don't think I've ever put that in my margies. But we do have some. Okay. Turn this guy on. Wrong one. And for my mixer, you have to go like a medium speed. I'll just turn it up. Usually around there. And let's start going. Ratio of fat to meat. The reason you're not here, Lori, is that you work at night from 11 to 7. And yeah, that's exactly when I stream. Well, we've definitely missed you, but we have not forgotten about you. And it's nice to have you in every now and again still. It is no mush. Yeah, we ain't got no mush here. Yeah, worms. Wormies. And if you want to make the best burger of your life, you grind it. I don't know how you can do this slow, but you take out all of the worms in the strands and then pack your burger that way. So it's almost like eating a steak when you have like all of the meat brains going the one way. And that's how Gordon Ramsay makes his burgers. Insanity. Sam and I had them in Vegas. Best burger I've ever had. But dang, that takes a little bit of labor to do. You've never had freshly ground meat in your entire life. It is life-changing, Lemon. Like 100%. I don't think I can go back now. I just have to make sure I always have time to do it myself. You got a tablet at work. You sneak peek once in a while. Yay, Lori. I love that. There are quite a few people that watch and sneak while at work. You guys got some balls. Kudos to that. Ruck, you want a grinder, but you're out of countertop space. Yeah, you just gotta create a food appliance closet. Oh no, Karen. You had bought mincemeat the other day and found a big bone in it? That's terrible. Like, butchers have an important job, so when they don't take it seriously, kind of pisses me off. Yeah, Mike, I've never used the old school hand grinder, but I would like to. How's it going, Mike Si? I'm just gonna let it kind of push out that remaining meat for a couple of seconds. That way we won't get any waste. There we go. Yeah. The hand crank grinder is not fun. I'm sure it's not. You would hate cleaning it. It's actually really easy. Just watch when I take it apart. It's pretty effortless. And that's also why you keep your meat cold, is it doesn't stick in there. Despite your hopes, you do not have big beefy pecs. Come on. You're the boss at night, Lori. And work more or less alone. I like it. Okay. Looks like we're good. Just kind of clean that off. We will take our bowl out. Remove this. Now maybe we'll just put this old bowl here. Obviously, always unplug any kind of kitchen equipment before you go to take it apart, just in case something crazy happens. I've never had anything crazy happen, but that's always a good way to do it. Oh, you know what? We still had a couple pieces in here. I'm glad I checked. Go through. 2 seconds, guys. Let's turn this babe back on. She unplugged it. They got lodged together. Just push it down and it should feed it. There we go. You will grind and you will like it. Hey Tom, how's it going? Your grandma always uses the hand grinder. She wouldn't have it any other way. I believe it. Okay, round 2. Let's go. Unplug. We'll just put this into our other bowl for now. I know it wasn't much, but still, don't waste your groceries that you pay for. 103 for you too, Tom, or are you and Rook in the same spot? So all I do is unscrew the whole piece first, and then take off your end piece. cooked with a can of several severed fingers, yeah, suspended in blood. So look at, there's just that little bit of meat around there. If it's processed enough, you can put into your grind. So it looks okay to me. And then we're just gonna flip it. And if you look in there, it's really not that bad. But Sam just picked up some of these little brushes, these little bristle brushes. So that's what we're gonna use to kind of clean the inside. You don't wanna leave this like dirty at all, because you don't want any bacteria built up in there. That's how people get sick, is when they grind their meat with dirty stuff. And then this little bit of meat. So this kind of seems to always happen and get stuck around the blade. Honestly, it's not ground up at all. And it looks like it's just like that rubbery kind of fat. So we're just gonna chalk that part up as a loss. And we still got some good yield out of that stuffs. 425, yeah, Elvin's just roasting. Wow, you guys got some crazy heat. Can't even imagine that here. And then I always like to kind of soak this in cold water before you clean it. If you do hot water, the meat's actually gonna cook to the metal because it's so hot. So we don't want that to happen. We want to kind of rinse it off first and then scrub it. You throw some bread in at the end. Dog, that's brilliant. I think I should try that next time. Speaking of bread, I still need to find some for our Caesar salad. We're gonna make some herbed breadcrumbs. Gotta feed Thomas. Thomas gets some birthday feedings. Yeah, just take the leaf blower to the grinder. No problem. Okay, what we need now is a sheet pan. And this is where the parchment paper comes into play. Or if you do have patty paper, works really well. Great day to give your dog a bath outside. Yeah, because they'll dry really quick, hey? Could you just leave it soaking until it falls off? Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. So what, I probably soak it for a couple hours before I go and clean it later tonight. I wouldn't stick it in the dishwasher even if there's like some meaty bits, because the dishwasher will make it even more like petrified on there. Okay, first layer. We might be making 2 layers. We'll see. I love dishes. Dishes are so soothing for me. Yeah, hire a driver. I also do love to be chauffeured. This is a fact, guys. Yeah, no dishwasher. I'm out. Peace. The rusk? What is a rusk? Am I crazy for asking what that is? And so a lot of people like to like mix up their burger meat after it's ground, but that just makes it super tough. So I don't know. I know some of you have been in here the few times that I've made burgers on stream already. This is probably the one thing I've made a lot on stream, repetitively. And we don't really pack our meat too much for the burgers. So what I like to do is get like that rough ball first, portion them all out to even sizing. And then after that, we're kind of just gonna smash it down. How big do you think this is, Sam? Probably like 7?
Yeah.
6? I think that's good size though, yeah. I'd rather have it a little bit more thick, I think. So yeah, just portion out your meat to whatever size you want. I only have 6 buns though, so we might have some leftover ground meat. Maybe we'll make some breakfast burgers or something. No seasoning in the meat either, Lemon. Absolutely nothing. Just the meat, and then we'll season it later when we go to cook it. Hey, Stinky, how are you?
You want to see how much one of those weigh?
Sure, if you can, just line the scale. My hands are dirty. Just make double meat burgers. Yeah. You always mix the meat because of the seasoning. Yeah, just add the seasoning on top. And these are called smash burgers. And the reason is you'll see why in like a second or two. .6. That's perfect, I think.
No, make them all 7s.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna split up this little ball between, we're making 7 burgers at 7 ounces. Look up Dutch rusk. Sammy, what's Dutch rusk? Okay. And now, I'm gonna flatten these out on the sheet pan here. Just gonna ball it a little bit tighter though, I think. Just gently squeeze it together. Just to make sure that they don't really crack at the edges. But you can still see the grinds of beef in there.
It's twice baked bread.
Twice baked bread. Okay. Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of that. But I understand why that would help to kind of push and clean the meat grinder when you're done. Like a bread end almost.
You sometimes as baby teething food.
Huh. You like a good barbecue sauce and whiskey glaze on your burgers before you cook them. Yeah, that would be good as well. But yeah, Sam and I are like super picky about burgers, and we find that if you want like the meatiest, juiciest burger, this is the way to do them. And like, this is the method where simple is always better. We laugh at the restaurants that make those like meatloaf burgers that like load their burgers with onions and spices and stuff and really work them. Then they just end up being so tough and then dry. Okay, there we go. They're very dry, and then you crush it and it turns to dust and crumbs. Cool. And you haven't been doing it wrong. There is not really a wrong way. But this is just going to be something new for you. So we just want to make some space on our pan here. We should be able to do 2 by 2. Maybe we'll get 5 burgers on one sheet, and then we'll leave the last 2 for another one. I need more parchment. Where'd it go? Transfer that there and there. And what we're gonna do, cover this with another piece of parchment and kind of press it down so it doesn't move too much. Yeah, leave the last 2 for you, Lori. Coming to get them right now. See you soon. So much shame. Don't even feel shame. And this is the fun part. This is why it's called a smash burger. So just use a small sauce pot. You can also use like a big can of tomatoes. Works well. We're just gonna smash this to whatever thickness you guys want. Obviously, the thinner you make it, the quicker it will cook though. So if you want something more like medium rare, keep it a little bit more thick. You can kind of lift it up and check. Maybe just a touch more, because they will shrink up when you go to cook them too. That looks really good to me. Like really good. Yum. Hello. There's this little piece though. So sometimes this happens with your grinder. Obviously it is metal. Get that little piece of like metallic stuff out of there. You still gotta pay attention. And obviously the important thing is to make them all the same thickness. Oh, that was the pan. And that way they'll cook at the same rate. Yeah, smash it. The burgers are the size of planets. They are big. They're 7 ounces, but they will probably lose like 20% of their weight as they cook. So like, if you want to eat a 5-ounce burger, don't make it a 5-ounce patty, because you're not going to end up with a 5-ounce burger at the end of it. Yeah, there was just a touch of like metal in there. It happens though, guys. It happens at work as well. Just gotta pay attention to when you grind it. Oh, fricadelle. I think Lori told me about this too. I'm gonna move this guy in a touch. I don't feel like smashing the baking pan. Oh, it's gonna be tight for space. Bam. We're good. Now obviously we don't want to smash the other 2 burgers on top, because these will just get too flattened. Yeah, these are quite fatty. They're probably 70-30, which is great. So now all we're gonna do, take our other 2, I think I spaced them out pretty evenly. Cover them with this guy. You can see, you can tell if you didn't pack it enough, so it'll just be like a little bit rough around the edges. And this guy got a little bit flattened on the one side, but that's okay. He was just in the crease. We'll just turn him a touch. Get a little reshape. Your smash burgers are quite a bit different. How do you do your smash? Do you smash them right on the grill? Yeah, Death. Beaten meat on stream. Fridays in the kitchen with Kate.
Beats her meat.
Wow. Hey, Ghost Man. How are you? Yeah, fair enough, Lori. That's the easiest way to calculate it. Okay, but now we can put these guys on top of our other burgers. And these are just gonna go into the fridge until we need to cook them. And then we will just season them simply with, I think, salt and pepper. Unless we want to use a fancy salt that we got today. But typically, I just like to use salt and pepper. Did my camera fall down? Yeah, grinding your own meat saves you money because you're not paying for the butcher to do it for you. You smash them in a pan. Okay. You usually have at least one bun with a flat edge. Perfect. Yeah, exactly, Snooze. Sammy ate 40 burgers. No. Okay, I'm going to pop these into the fridge. And then we have 15 minutes on our buns before they bake. I think they are proofing up nicely. But now we're going to move on to our burger fixin'. So the cheese, the tomato, the lettuce. We can slice up the peameal bacon. Get that guy out. Cheesums. Which we are using a UK cheese. 15-month rugged aged cheddar. So this is quite crumbly as well. So it doesn't slice up that nice, but it tastes really, really good. Yeah, today Sammy will find out just how many burgers he will eat. I will just get out some bowls for all of this stuff. Yeah, aged cheddar. Favorite cheese. Boring packages, good food. It's the simple things always. Yeah, 2 colors though. Might be a touch too fancy. Shall we cut the cheese first? Yeah, Sammy can eat, guys, which I'm sure you're not shocked by that statistic. The kid can eat. Yum. The thing I like about aged cheeses is that you kind of, when you eat them, you can kind of get those like salt crystals that start forming in the cheese as they age. Because obviously it's losing moisture, which is why it ends up being more crumbly. But I'd way rather have the flavor and the little salt crystals and crumbles than something just plain and like ooey and gooey. That's probably a little bit too thick, but I think Sam and I will have a cheese snack from that. So it's actually slicing quite nice. I always like to aim for something like 1/4 of an inch or even thinner. So now, as we're getting into it, it is starting to crumble. So yes, it is delicate. You can eat a fair amount as long as there's not much sodium. Salt overload is horrible. I don't know if I've ever had like salt overload from eating something. I can imagine though. That would not be a very fun sleep. I have had the meat sweats. That's a real thing, guys. You want 2 of these slices per burger. And there's only 4 of us today. So 8 slices. 4, 6, 7. And I wouldn't recommend cooking the extra burgers if you don't plan on eating them that day. Just save them, leave them smashed and raw in your fridge for whenever you want to cook them. But don't let them sit for more than a couple days because the flavor will change a little bit. You had the meat sweats. You don't like the crunchy cheese? Oh man, mama. You're all about those creamy cheeses then? I don't know, I like the stinky stuff. tasty taste. Sammy. Throwing cheese at Sammy, guys. It is Japanese. Welcome in, Ellie. Okay, just putting that back before it warms up too much. That's a good cheese. That's gonna be good with the burgers. Pop that into one of our bowls here. Making little burger sets right now. Hey, Valdroid. Welcome in, guys. How's the day? Okay, let's do the peameal next. And then we'll do the tomato and lettuce. And then we're moving on to the salad. Like a mature, but not extra mature. Okay. So you like old cheddars then. I'm just gonna cut the peameal on this so I don't get any of the juices on my board. There's not much choice of cheese in Vietnam while growing up. You tend to stay away from the more exotic smelling cheese. Ah, yeah, because you're not used to it, right, Vian? Is that just your palate is not equipped for that type of flavor? Kind of weirds you out. I don't think I'm gonna use this knife for the meat. Something just a little bit more thin. We're gonna move on to Sammy's little slicing knife. You don't get peameal here. Yeah, this is like a Canadian thing. So what it is pork loin that is brined and then cooked and covered in cornmeal. What are you thinking for sizing here, Sam? Probably
That's
something
good.
like this.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Like a 1/4 inch. We did the cheese more like 1/8 of an inch. But if you overcook this, obviously it's not super fatty, so it does dry out really quick. So if you're someone that really likes color on your bacon or ham, this is not really for you. It's not going to be that good. This is like something that you just quickly fry up. Just heat it up and that's it. All of the flavor is already in there. So yeah, we have enough for brunch at some point this weekend. Yay. Yeah, it's rolled in cornmeal. It's really nice. It's like just salty. Tastes like ham pretty much. Yeah, Viyun, you can't do blue cheese, hey? I was thinking about taking out some blue cheese from my burger, but I didn't do it. Okay, there's our 4 slices of peameal. Let's get rid of this. On to the veggies. Seven minutes on the buns. Here's our beautiful tomatoes that I've let sit out since Monday. I'm just gonna run over and grab a couple leaves of lettuce. There we go, and then I also grabbed a lemon for our Caesar salad. Blue cheese is amazing. Yes, AOT. Bacon blue cheese burger with a honey rum dipping sauce. The F death. That sounds so good. Yeah, make it stanky, guys. Okay, let's peel our stickers off. We only got one. Take the vines out of there. Give those a little washy wash. Okay, guys. Question of the day. Are you guys ready? A little bit of food for thought. So, something that I've been thinking about lately is these like Beyond Meat burgers that the chain restaurants are coming out with, and some other restaurants as well. Is this something that you're interested in trying? Or are you like, WTF? Like, what is going on in the world? Like, does that kind of freak you out? That you don't have, or like you don't really know what's in it, but it is like a vegetable thing that's made to taste like meat. Yay, Karen, you're back. Is all cheese moldy? Yeah, it all has bacteria. None for you, Indog. You're not even willing to try it? You know what? Let's just take out our stem piece here. I just like to cut around the top kind of at an angle. But some people are so picky about the tomato butt and this top part here. But I always like to put it in. Like, why would you waste that and slice off the whole piece? Just cut out the stem and you're good to go. 100% you can't wait for lab-grown meat to hit the market. Yeah, we were having that combo the other day too. It's like, it kind of weirds me out. I would try it, but there would be something in the back of my mind being like, you don't know what this is though. Yeah, it's like a vegan burger. Lemon, you bought them, but you didn't try it. It's a little creepy. That's how I feel. It's intriguing, but I'm still weirded out. We want some nice thick tomato slices here. We don't want them to just kind of get mashed up in our burger. Keep that substance. You always want to buy big tomato so that you only need one slice. Because when you end up getting like two stacked on top of each other, they always just slide out. Fly out of the burger. I am drinking my drink. You'll eat anything and everything. That is good, Ellie. You try it on a burger once and see if you like it. Your palate keeps changing, Vium. Oh, for the blue cheese? Yeah, it's been a while since you tried it. Maybe you'll grow into it.
Aioli or something first.
Yeah, make a aioli. Make a mayo. Okay. There's our tomatoes. Let's just clean up our seeds here. You just hate when vegans call it chicken. Yeah, the less processed the better. That's how I feel too. But those burgers, like the Beyond Meat ones, they're actually made up of stuff that's like not good for your digestive system, like peas and beans and stuff, which can actually like interrupt how your body digests. And they do kind of block out some of those like hormones and stuff that you need to digest. So if you're someone that has like a weird kind of stomach, it's probably not the best for you. Because I tried a like vegan pea protein powder once instead of the ones with lactose in it, because my stomach was kind of funny after I was traveling, and that one was actually worse for me to digest. So like peas for me, I don't think it's possible for me to be able to eat those burgers. I thought it was more like mashed vegetables and stuff, but I guess they need something sturdy like a pea and a bean to kind of hold up. Yeah, food is food at the end of the day. Just clean up our lettuce if there's any kind of rusted or wilted spots. You just don't understand non-meat pretending to be meat. Yeah, me neither. Like, just call it a veggie burger. Don't even call it a meat burger. Okay, and all we're gonna do here, obviously these are big pieces, so we can just tear off what you think you would want on your burger. That's our timer for our buns. But I like this crunchy piece, so I would probably be that person that would just fold that under and put this piece on my burger. Let's not waste anything. Since I last mentioned the tomato stacking, you stopped stacking and they did stop slipping. Yes, I'm happy to help. That's awesome, Lemon. There's always little tricks. Laura, you've tested out all kinds of flavors for food that was artificial made. It's been made soft for elders that can't chew. Okay, fair. The elders could not get used to it, and it was a fail, so you had to ship it. It was also very expensive. Oh, skip it. Crazy. See, not even old people are falling for that crap. You're like, what is this? Yeah, veggie burger. Don't care if it tastes good. Just put it in your mouth. Okay, here is our burger sets. We got our veg, and we got our delicious cheese and meats. So those can go into the fridge right now too. And then let's check on our buns. I'll leave the camera down since I'll be taking them out. I've made a veggie burger on stream once with chickpeas. And I kind of spice it up Southwest style with like cumin and a bunch of other spices. And I do like the flavor, but the texture, it just like, it really wants to fall apart. So to me, that's not really a proper burger. And I don't want to start adding in like stabilizers so that it doesn't fall apart. Yeah, the camera likes to go crazy when it has nothing to focus on. And I'm not sure about these little buns. Oh yeah, we'll be good. Okay, they just spread out a little bit. But they are definitely looking good. And they will rise in the oven. The original recipe said to put them in muffin tins, which I don't really have a muffin tin that would fit all this. And I thought it would give it a really weird shape. So obviously these are going to be bigger buns, but we did make bigger patties. And they should rise to probably about double what they are now. And the temp on these is 375 Fahrenheit. Yeah, super smooth. That's what we're going for brioche, is the eggs and the butter. Really helps to make it smooth. Yeah, Ellie. It's either Paulson or you're gonna pass out. Thanks, guys. Okay, let's preheat our oven. And I think the recipe said 15 to 20 minutes. Let me just bring up my page. Dear Mouse, where do you live? Right here. And this is a King Arthur flour. Recipe. I'll just post it in chat for those newbies that aren't in Discord. But if you would like to join Discord and have PDF recipes at your disposal that I make on stream, there is the link. And feel free to come on in and explore. Yeah, love the smell of fresh bread, 100%. Can I do a vegan stream? So I used to do meatless Mondays, and we did it for like a month until the guys got sick of it. And then I guess they just dreaded it. And so then I just stopped doing it because I felt bad. Yeah, a muffin tin seems super small. I was like, I don't know what they're going for here, but I don't think that's going to work for what I want to do. Okay, so let's do 15-minute timer for them to bake, but it can take up to 18 minutes. And then if they start browning too quickly, we can just put a little bit of foil over top. And that way they'll still cook, but they won't brown anymore. Food pics are in Discord, but most of them are on my Instagram, which is right here. We eat meat every day, yeah. I don't know if I'll ever really be able to cut down on it here. That's just how, I guess, my family's been brought up. But I know a lot of people in the world are starting to just cut down the amount of meat that they eat. You don't have to completely cut it out. Just don't eat it as much. Yeah, you're just here for the gram, Elvin. And welcome in, Helicopter. How have you been? You eat meat 5 times a week. That's good. A few times a month for you. That is really good, Valdroid. Thanks for being you. Helping the world just a little bit at a time. Okay, I am trying to get up these recipes now. Do. And all we have to do is make the Caesar salad in stream and cook our burgers. So not a ton of stuff left. Probably be done by 5:30, I would say, if everything goes well. Okay, so this salad today is based off of a chef's Caesar salad. So Richard Blaze, not sure if you guys like watch Food Network or anything like that, but he's a pretty famous chef. And I saw this smoked Caesar salad recipe that I thought sounded so good. So here's this too. And it kind of inspired me. So we're gonna grill the romaine on our cast iron grill pan. And then we're gonna kind of doctor up a Caesar dressing so it's a little bit smoky. So we'll get some char flavor plus the smoky dressing as well, which I thought would go really good with burgers since we're not grilling the burgers. Yeah, a top chef. How do you make the sauce for the Caesar salad? So I'm not making the Caesar dressing today. I'm kind of cheating, using up some Renee's dressing that we have. But I have made Caesar dressing. The base of it's mayo. And then if you click on the link that I just posted, the salad dressing recipe is down there. So it's mayo, lemon, anchovies if you want. I wouldn't skip that. And then pepper. And I always like to put maybe capers or Parmesan in there as well. Totally up to you though. And I'm just going to find some breadcrumbs so that we can make some croutons. So hold tight for like a minute. Food Network's not what it used to be. Travel Channel and online streams. Yes, Rook. Yeah, the world's a-changin'. 2013 Serious Eats, roughly when the site transitioned. Ah, cool. That's good to know, Elvin. So I did 2 years of culinary school, Ellie. And I don't have my red seal, but I do have my journeyman certificate. So I am certified. And I've been cooking for the last 8 years. Be right back, guys. And hi, Steve. Hope you're well. got the bread. So this lovely 3 seed bread, which has sesame seeds on the outside, really, really yummy. We've eaten this once with BLT breakfast sandwiches, and it's super good. So maybe I will just pull out 2, 4, maybe 8 slices that we'll just cut up nice and small. Then we'll toast them and maybe put some herbs on there as well. Kind of freshen it up. Thanks, Lemon. Yeah, I take pride in my Instagram. It's kind of like my little chef portfolio. Yeah, hickory powder, which I do have. So we're going to mix that into the dressing. What? What did I just read? Liquid fart? What is going on? Elvin. Lauren just brought home 3 bags of mesquite wood chips. And she knows. She's got you set up. Or maybe she just wants some smoked meats. Is that her telling you to smoke more meat, Rook? Probably. I am well, Steve. Thanks for asking, man. How's the weather there? Everyone else in chat's just roasting away. What's in the cooler, Sammy?
Yeah, put it all away. It's okay right now.
Okay, that was our oven for our buns. So let's do 15-minute timer. And then we'll check them. See how they look. See if any of the magic happened. And I actually find it quite easy to cut bread when it's actually partially frozen. I feel like you don't crush it as much. You can get those nice straight lines. So we're gonna cut this up now, but we'll let it thaw out just a little bit more. The bread is for the croutons for the Caesar salad. You didn't get fooled by the timer beep. Yes, Rook. Progress, not perfection. If you go outside, you'll be killed. Wow, you guys, just burning up. 32 Celsius, Steve. 39.4. How? I can't even fathom that. Okay, let's do little bite-sized croutons. I hate when you get a Caesar salad and you can't even fit the crouton in your mouth. And then you end up like cutting your mouth on it because it's so sharp. Let's not do that today. Yeah, Vune's gonna freeze. Snuggle blankets. Yeah, you should see Sammy right now. His hood is on, in his pajamas, and he's snuggling under a blanket. So Vune and Sammy, exactly the same right now. We're just gonna put this onto our sheet pan here, and you don't have to line it. The bread is not gonna stick. I don't think we're gonna use that, it's just too thin. But you could let it dry out and blitz it up for breadcrumbs. Sammy's living the life. My board is sliding around from our buttery buns that we rolled under here earlier. I guess I didn't wipe the counter off enough. The hottest you've ever been in was 145 Fahrenheit. Yeah, you're approaching spontaneous combustion. Yeah, you missed the buttered buns, Steve. We made bunners today. I'm just gonna clean up these crumbs. A panade? What's a panade? Now you have to tell me what that is, Elvin. Oh no, it fell apart. Yeah, no telling what your attic is. You don't want to know. Panade is a mixture of bread and milk put in with ground beef to keep the meat moist. Ah! Nope, Def's not putting this in with our burgers. We're just having meat. Hey, last of the croutons. We definitely have too much. That's okay though. With such excellent meat, why even bother? You crazy. Hey, have you given any thought to what you want to make together next week? Okay, I have just a touch too much. So the way I like to toast my croutons first is you only want one layer. Because if you pile them on top of each other, they're just not gonna toast evenly. I'm just gonna leave some of this bread off, but at least they're pre-cut for when we wanna make croutons again. And they're not even thawed yet, so we can actually just pop those back into the freezer right now. Easy peasy. You know what would be great to use is the leftover bread bag that we almost threw away just now. Oh, come back. Yeah, all the politeness. We would just slowly kill Elvin. You can't do it, man. I have worked with people before that say sorry at the end of almost every sentence. It's like, you gotta stop saying sorry, because you're not actually sorry. It's just like a crutch word that everyone uses. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like, are you really? Because I'm never really that sorry. Saltimbocca alla Romagna? What's that? Is that kind of like a schnitzel? I don't know what saltimbocca is. I have not made it, so that would be fun. Isn't that just what happens in Canada? Yes. Sorry, I'm so sorry. We're crazy. You used to do it. It's just a reflex. Yeah, it's just built in. Okay, here's the herbage. You did feel bad for everything? Okay, well, you're a good person then, Valdroid. You guys. Out of control. I don't think I can find veal that easily either. Okay, let's probably go pick some herbage. Actually, I might have some in the fridge still. So he does toasted herb breadcrumbs. He says, or store-bought croutons. I feel like that's an Ina Garten thing. You can make the bread yourself and pick the herbs from your garden, or you can just buy store-bought, is fine. See what we got kicking around in the good old herb bag. I see some thyme in here. We don't want any dill or chives, so So maybe we'll do thyme, sage, and I'll just pick a little bit of rosemary for this. Okay, I'm clicking on your link, Vune. Oh my goodness. That looks delicious. I like it. How come bread can be edible when it becomes stale? Your bread goes moldy after a week and you throw it away. I think it depends on like the humidity of where you live, mostly at least. And if it stays really dry, well then it won't go bad as fast. Because bacteria likes wet and warm stuff. That's how they breed. Eine Gartenburn. Oh yeah, our sage. Don't forget the sage. Sure, sounds good, Vune. If I don't make it on stream with Elvin, I'll have to try it another day. Homemade bread goes bad too fast? Yeah, because it's not full of preservatives, hey? Just grabbing the rosemary real quick. Boop. So we got to pick our herbs off of the stems because they're tough. So if it's dry and crusty, it won't go moldy. Exactly. So I always put a piece of stale bread in my brown sugar, and that helps it stay nice and dry. And it doesn't just clump up. And the piece of bread that I've had in my brown sugar container, I've had that for almost 2 years now in there, and it's not gone moldy. And that was a spelt sourdough bread that I made myself. But you gotta really dry it out first. You need like a well-circulated area. Like at work, we just keep a cardboard box. Obviously it's clean. That's just like shallow. So maybe even like what you would buy like a flat of beer in or pop in. We just fill that with all the bread ends from like our crostini stuff. And then it just dries out. So we keep it somewhere high up in the kitchen where nothing will really get it. And then it just dries out and we blitz it up and make breadcrumbs out of it. You keep yours in the fridge to avoid organ mold. Yeah, we typically freeze ours right away if we don't use it, just because it is so humid here as well. You recently ate a frozen onion bagel about a year old. That's pretty good then, Death. You must have a good freezer for it to not get freezer burnt like that. I'm impressed. Yeah, double bag it, take the air out. Good pointers. Hopefully this helps you, Helicopter. Okay, so the herbs, we're chopping them up nice and fine. But we're not gonna sprinkle them on the croutons yet. I think we should dress the croutons with a little bit of olive oil, just so the herbs can stick. And maybe we'll even use some of our rosemary sage salt to mimic the flavor of our herbs. Could be a thing. You remembered you cooked the saltimbocca based off an Italian YouTube video? Just post the vid in Discord, or is like the language actually Italian? Death's Gorilla's pure diamond. Yeah, toasting frozen bread works surprisingly well. So it just like slowly defrosts. Hey Rush, how are you, man? Getting up for worky? I know it's not your Friday, so we won't celebrate too crazy. But how are you? Good to see you in here. I hope you are well. Cut our stems off the sage. Yeah, it's our boy Rush. And then, like always, just cut these leaves in half. Just makes it a little bit easier to chop. Extinction! Finally got your power back on. The electrician was like, I'll be there at 3 p.m. 4 hours later, he finally gets there. The heck? Were you like, bruh, I got a stream to watch. So hold up. We'll celebrate all we want. Well, I don't really have Fridays anymore. But since it's Sammy's Friday, I like to celebrate a little bit with him. We ain't got no weekend. The video's in Italian, okay. Fair enough, Vune. I could probably understand what they do just by watching. And I do know some Italian words. It's going well, Extinction. So far, so good. Our buns are baking. Oh, 2 seconds left. Let's check them out. See if they need any extra time. Our burger patties are already made, so we just have to cook them. Woohoo! Look at these little guys. They are browning up pretty nicely. Just pull them apart. Maybe I'll just turn the oven off and leave them in there for 2 minutes. But so far so good. They did rise up quite nicely. I think they'll fit the burger really well. Okay, off 2 minutes. That way, just make sure that they're not gooey inside still. Cooking's a universal language when video's involved. Yeah, that's how I feel. Sounds good, Vune. Okay, let's get our olive oil out. Give these a little tossy toss. You screwed up the baklava. Oh yeah, that's what you were cooking. How did you screw it up? I've not made baklava yet, but Sammy's been wanting me to make it. Isn't it like 30 layers of phyllo sheets? With just butter and like honey. And the secret to good croutons, guys, a good amount of olive oil. That's gonna create your flavor when they start to toast up. And they'll make it really crunchy. So don't ever leave that out. The buns are soft and voluptuous. That's what I was thinking, helicopter. I think the burgers will be happy in there. Karen's just dabbing on the buns. I love that. Yeah, you screwed up the baklava. You made it too good. Okay, should we crack into this? I think so. Rosemary, sage infused sea salt. Let's do it. Boom. Now the buns can come out and just cool off. But I guess we should probably leave the oven on to toast the croutons, but we don't want that high of a heat. So we're gonna turn it to, let's do the 350. I think that sounds great. Okay, we're going in. Oh yeah, like there's a good amount of herb in here. It's like, where's the salt and the herb? So they're not skimping on their flavorings, guys. It's like when they say rosemary sage, it's full of rosemary and sage. And you probably definitely don't have to use that much. That's another thing on croutons, is you always want a good amount of salt. Even though there's already salt in bread when it's made, I find that just that extra touch makes them a little bit better. Taste it. It's not as strong as it smells. It's actually really, really nice. The herbs aren't bitter. Yeah, that would be super good on any type of roast, whether it's like a dark meat or a light meat. And I think, let's take a quick photo. These are croutons. Yeah, we are making up some croutons, guys. Yum. Okay, now we're just gonna toss these up. Oh, the flying. Not the cretins. They're trying to escape. Oh, Vian's getting into the baklava. So like I said earlier, just one nice even layer so that it toasts up perfectly in the oven. And our oven actually should be ready. This should have cooled off enough. They look good, hey?
They look fantastic.
Thanks, Sammy. Let's do this. It's always good to taste something. Yup. I do have a pretty good nose though. So I'm pretty well known for sniffing a lot of things always before I taste it. Got a really good palate in that way. The pepper salt in a Mexican chocolate cake. That sounds so good. Yeah, 95 more follows until we're at 1,000 followers. Insane. And for croutons, I like to check them every 10 minutes. So we set that timer, good to go. I'm just gonna clear off my mixer first before we go any further. Make a little bit more space for myself on the counter. And now, I think we're gonna get into grilling up our romaine. So what I have here on the stove top, just a cast iron grill pan. So we'll get those grill marks on there. We're just gonna cut the romaine, I think, into quarters. And that way we'll do each side on the cut side in the grill pan. But we don't wanna cook the lettuce. We just wanna get those grill marks and that little bit of char flavor on there. My nose told me something's rotten in the state of Denmark. Wow. Nose is for checking if something is bad. And if you can use it, taste is for the actual flavor so you know how much. Accurate, Lori. Yeah, you missed the scimitar, vegan. You did. Ah, what was that? You can't do this, Sam. Can you not booby trap in the fridge?
Yeah.
How about you don't? What a guy. What a guy. Did he do it on purpose, guys? I don't know. Okay, so first things first. We gotta cut our end off of the romaine. But I don't like to go too far up because we kind of want the leaves to stay together. So something like this that's gonna fall off, not really what we're going for. But these leaves are kind of beat up and rusty anyways, so that's okay. We can also just chop these up later. But, sorry knife, for the presentation part of it, I think we'll actually just go in half with these. Like that, and so we'll grill this side. Don't know if these will fit in the pan. Okay, they will. And it's okay if you don't get like the very tips of these leaves because they might just burn a little bit anyways. I'm just wanting to grill this cut part. But these are quite dirty, so I'm gonna give them the wash first. Don't like to eat sand, that's for sure. I got stronger sense of smell than doggo. I don't know about that one, but we'll roll with it, helicopter. What are you doing, Sam?
The other side.
What?
The other side.
Oh, really?
Really.
There's some crazy ish going on here today, guys. Okay, just popping over to the sink. Your mom put all the containers in the cabinet. Whenever you open the door, it all comes falling out. That's hilarious. Because we're not really taking these leaves apart, you want to make sure you really rinse in between them. I know that's where like all the bugs in the dirt like to hide. So just kind of open it up, but try not to tear the leaves off. One more wedge. And then we're just gonna dress it with some oil. I'm gonna use olive oil. And we probably don't need salt and pepper on it because we are gonna be dressing it with our Caesar dressing, which can be quite salty usually. You don't wanna make this dish too salty. Just be aware of that. Even though everyone always says you must season everything. Not always the case. And there we go. 4 portions of romaine for Caesar salad. You could also just pack those up and use them for something that you're gonna chop it with. See a little bit of wiltiness there, so we're just gonna pick that out. Okay, so just place those cut side up. And the way that I like to do this, because you don't want too much oil to get in here, otherwise it will burn and taste really gross if you put too much. So what I like to do, just pour it in my hand, and then we're just gonna kind of rub it on the surface. So you don't want this to be too oily either. We are dressing it. The oil is just gonna help with that little bit of grilling action. Gordon Ramsay hates grilled lettuce. I believe it. I've never done this one on stream with you guys though. And I'm sure not everyone's had it, so I thought I would try it. I don't know if I've ever even made this at home before. I've made it at work a lot of times though. It doesn't get stringy if you work really quick with it. So you want a really high heat. You just want to leave it on there for a couple of seconds. You'll see, guys, you'll see. And that's why we're not really grilling the outer leaves either, because those will get stringy, whereas the more crunchy bits will grill up really nice. Okie dokes. We can turn on our cast iron pan. Are we lagging a bit, guys, today? I just kind of noticed that on my OBS. Let me know. What's a pencil? Just move this over. Okay, and our crouton timer about to go off, but they're definitely not ready. So I'm just going to bump that up 8 minutes. So that will be a total of 18. And then our grill pan, do like a medium-high heat. And I'm just gonna go for a quick bathroom break and then we'll come back and finish off the salad. Okay, I'm here. Lemon! Bye, Lemon! Have a great weekend. Probably means brush. Something like this. Even though I hate these silicone ones. But why not use your hands? You guys know I like cooking with my hands. Getting dirty. You don't need to know everything to make great food. You've heard Gordon Ramsay say debunked facts. Yeah, because he gets paid to say them. Searing seals in the juices. I think he would make a better burger than all of us. Still, it's true. Okay, just waiting for our pan to heat up. I'm gonna turn on our light. Hopefully it doesn't glare too much. There we go. Sweet. And I don't think I'm gonna spray that down at all. I don't think that's needed. We have half an hour left in stream, so we still have to make some parm petals and make up our Caesar dressing. But everything else is looking good. We baked the buns already, so we really just have to cook the burgers and the peameal bacon. Easy mode. Who is the most successful chef in the world in terms of income? I have no idea. You think it's less that he's paid to misstate things than he came up? Yeah, what, 25, 30 years ago? Yeah, that was common wisdom. You must sear it to seal in the juices. You think Jamie Oliver is the highest paid? Oh, okay, and I also got this lemon here that we're just gonna cut in half, and we'll put that on the grill after the lettuce is done. Get some nice grilled lemon to kind of garnish with. I was gonna say Rush. I was like, Karen's 40. Thought she was 24. Come on, man. Okay, I'm grabbing the parm out because we can prep that while this stuff cooks. And then we still gotta crush up some of these smoked peppercorns to garnish the salad with too. Yum. Yeah, we were joking around earlier, Rush, about Karen's age. It's time for a little light on her business as well. Jamie Oliver is worth more than Ramsay. Unreal. I never would have thought that. Good for him though. I do love Jamie. He's quite humble and he's done some great things, I have to say. Okay. Here is our parm. And this is a 20-month-old parm, but I did buy the 24-month parm the other day. Just, I'm not going to crack it open until this is used up. Pretty excited, though. All you need for this is a potato peeler. Wow, Rush. Be careful what you say, man. You might be sleeping on the couch tonight. Okay, so this isn't really even. So our first few little petals, as I call them, are not going to be the best, but all you want to do is get nice long strokes and get something like that. Just kind of peel off this uneven part to start with. It looks like someone with really big teeth took a bite out of it. Yeah, they sell this at Costco. This piece is 20 bucks, the 20-month one, and the 24-month is 24. I was like, so you're paying $1 for each month that it's aged. All right, I can understand this. At least that's how the pricing is here. He's gonna get a slap on his bald head. I love it. We got some family feud going on in here. How much of this should we do? As much parm as you like on your Caesar salad. Okay. The cretins. I think that pan is nice and hot as well. So let's check these guys out. They actually look perfectly toasted. So I want more golden brown here. The best way to know if they have dried out enough, just taste one. Mmm. So I'm sure you heard that crunch. I think that's perfect. And we don't need the oven for anything else, so I can turn it off now. These just gotta kind of cool off. Let us put the first couple pieces of romaine into our grill pan while we're slicing the cheese. Thanks for the follow, DB. Hey, Nikki's Mike. How's it going? Steve, you gotta run. Have a good weekend, man. And hopefully I'll see you again next week. Thanks for popping in, even though I know you're pretty busy right now. And Yahtzee, holy smokes. What is going on? We might do these one at a time just so they fit properly. But you definitely want that sizzle right away. And if you need to, kind of press it down. Okay, let's check it. Yeah. So that looks great to me. You can take it a little bit further if you want, but I think that's pretty close to the best that we're gonna get. And see how the leaf is just getting a little bit soft here. I don't want to make it too stringy, like Lemon said. So the best thing to do is just to leave that off and let it cool. So what was that? Maybe 10 seconds? Brisket burgers, Yachts, you know it. You're having beers and now you're getting hangry after just reading that. I've done good then. I've done good. Yum. I know it's weird at first, but it does give this awesome flavor to the lettuce. And it's a cool way to present it as well. Vune, you think you need sleep? You probably do then. Good night, Vune. Thanks for everything. Yeah, I'm glad I could teach you the basics of the burger patty. Yeah, don't even mix them up. Have a good weekend, man. Maybe I'll catch one of your streams. We'll see how my work schedule ends up being. Careful with the steam as well. Steam burns are not fun. So we definitely know that we didn't put too much oil. So if we put too much oil, there would be like this black film over this. So far, so good. The last one. Elvin, the internet failed you again. Not the first time, not the last time. How far does the grilling make its way through? It's pretty much just on, actually let's look. If I look inside the leaf, maybe halfway. Let's say halfway. But the leaves are still crunchy, like they're not completely floppy. The talk show that you were talking to me about a couple of weeks ago, it's happening tomorrow? Okay. I will try and catch it in the morning before I go to work. There we go. That one was really good. Okay. Turn this guy off. Get him cooling down, and then we'll make room for our other cast iron pan, which we're going to cook the burgers in. Oh God. So that is our grilled romaine. Take that off the hot burner. If you want something a little bit more closer, it's where we're at. Okay, I think we just need a couple more Parmesan petals. So one list says that Jamie is the most wealthy and the other one says Alan. Both are from this year. Weird. And it's totally okay if these get broken up. Don't be like, oh my gosh, it's not one long nice piece. Believe me, it's still edible. People will still be happy that it's there. I think we'll do just a couple more. And then it's burger time. We just need to quickly mix up our dressing as well. I think I'm good with that. Dump off all of those little scraps. Yeah, Paul Bocuse, R.I.P. We're losing all the greats. Slowly. You have Escoffier? Nice. I don't think I have Escoffier cookbook. I don't have a lot of cookbooks. Because I just want all of them. Okay, I'm taking the burgers out right now, just so they can kind of come up to more of a room temp before we cook them. Here is the dressing I'm using, Renee's Mighty Caesar. Getting some of this hickory smoke powder. If you guys can't get your hands on this, the liquid smoke works as well. The heck is Lurpak? Need to look up what a Lurpak is. You guys are freaking me out. Danish brand of butter. Ooh, yum. Now I understand the hype, guys. It's churned by angels. Man, if you're saying that, I believe it. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's just put our lemons on here right now. It's definitely still hot enough. And press these down a touch as well. And we'll let those just kind of sit there as it cools off. Man, I've never had this. It sounds so good. Lure pack. I don't know if you guys can get this dressing, but it's definitely one of our favorite store-bought Caesars. See how thick it is? Is that good? Probably something like that. It's a little thick for my liking. I might just thin it out a touch. And then my smoke powder is a little caked. I definitely don't want like big chunks. I'm gonna kind of sprinkle it over top. And a little bit of this goes a long way. It's also great on French fries, and they end up kind of tasting like hickory sticks. The one butter you go for salted. Oh, I can't even imagine. Sounds so good. What's the difference between a dip and a sauce? What kind of sauce? Sauces are supposed to have enough consistency to coat a spoon, but obviously not too thick either. Okay, so Richard Blaze's smoked Caesar. So he uses also smoked sea salt. So that's where our Applewood smoked salt would come in here from Salt West. And he also uses the hickory powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika. But since we're doing the smoked powder and the smoky peppercorn, I think that's gonna be enough. Let me just mix this up and see how the flavor changes. Because this is intriguing to me. And I just thought it'd be so good with burgers. Especially if you're not grilling the burger. And maybe for the dressing, we'll use the brush to kind of brush it onto the romaine. There's just not enough smoked powder. It's there, but it's not quite potent enough. Bye, Rush. Yes, I'll send you a burger over. It'll be there in probably a week. Have a good day at work. And yeah, I'll see you on Monday for sure. Okay, so we'll put in the same amount that we did last time. Yeah, I'm not huge on like the smoked salts, but maybe I just haven't used them properly. I just find that some of them have this like weird kind of fake smoke taste. It's like almost too potent. So I'm interested to definitely try this one. That's perfect. Just slightly smoky. This might be my new favorite way to eat Caesar salad. Because then you're not missing the bacon. You're gonna shake up a cocktail, Lori. Nice. What's a Clover Club? Indulge us. Okay. Dressing's done. Parm's done. We just need to crush up our peppercorns. But let's get our pan heating up for the burgers. We might actually need 2 pans, so I'm gonna take this guy off now. The lemons didn't really grill. I'm okay with that though. next time, guys. Because these burgers are massive, definitely will need the 2 pans. So good medium-high heat here. And no oil extra in the pan at all. Sorry if that's too bright for some of you right now, but once we put the burgers in, it should calm down the glare. Okay, I'm getting into our peppercorns here. It sucks that when you go to most restaurants, let's say 70%, you can have a nice but not great meal compared to anything you make at home, which is just packed with flavor. I know, it's so disappointing. It's really hard for both Sam and I to go out and trust people to cook for us. And also, like, we kind of ruined my parents now too. It's like, why would we go out when we can cook better ourselves? It's always a hard thing to do, but once you get to know those good restaurants, I have no problem going back, especially if the menu changes quite often. Okay, let's get into these peppercorns. You know what we need for this? Handy dandy. A mortar and pestle. They're typically marble. This is from my grandma. She gave me a wooden one. And this peppercorn mixture, so we got pink peppercorns, black telecherry, white and green peppercorns, smoked with pecan. And I think that little teaspoon is gonna be more than enough. Yeah, parents, we ruined them. All we wanna do here is kind of just crush them up. They're flying everywhere. You went to dinner with your family yesterday. They made you wait over 45 minutes for 2 pasta entrees. Like, why? I'll tell you why. Because all of these chefs aren't actually going to school or getting trained anymore. So when things get tough, they don't really know how to react. Okay, that looks good. It's still chunky, but also broken down. There might be a couple whole ones still. Definitely don't want to bite down on a whole peppercorn. Just because it's smoked doesn't mean it's not potent still. Looks great though. Nice little cracked pepper, freshly cracked. Can't go wrong with that one. And our bunners. I'll take the 4 off now that we need. Still gotta slice them in half. Yeah, damn chefs. Come on. They're slammed with a huge party. Thursday seems to be their trainee day. That's so sad. Okay, this is just starting to smoke. Same with this guy. So let's put our patties in. Probably get 3 in this one if we're lucky. Definitely want that hard sizzle right away. Try and put the smaller ones so we can squish more. And this one we'll probably only put, oh, we can probably fit 2. If we're sneaky, we can fit 2. Perfect. And now what, guys? Salt and pepper. I'm gonna crack this window open. Your server was working the entire room. That's not even fair. And we don't want to move this at all. We're gonna create that nice crust. I'm just going to use kosher salt on these guys. And because they're thick, we'll need quite a good amount. We're only going to season the one side. And while those are cooking, let's slice up our buns real quick. And then we'll take out our cheese, tomato, lettuce, and the peameal bacon. You just tuned in. You're making brisket burgers tonight too? That is so great. You have a local small butcher shop that has great prime cuts of beef. Brisket burgers are the best. So they have the burgers pre-made. Guys, look at the inside of these buns, how yellow they are. Unreal. Put our cheese over there. Posh is barking at the door because she can smell the burgers cooking. They grind them to order too. That is so good. And you have a good little butcher shop then. You better cherish that. Doggo's like, let me in. I smell meat. What a bum bum. What a little bug head. Okay, these ones look like they are getting close to flip. Maybe not quite yet. The color's there. So it should lift off pretty easily. Be gentle. Get that flip. Okay, so obviously that one edge was up on the side, but that's a good crust otherwise. Perfect. Okay, so now what we want to do, let's sneak our peameal in here so it can start to heat up. Smoking out the cam. I'm gonna turn this up. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the cheese on now. So it gets that kind of slow melt. I'm just going to turn that off. With the pan still being on the hot burner, they're going to continue to cook, but I'm going to go for more of like a medium doneness on these burgers. So while those are finishing, let's build up our bun and plate our salad. And we can even do this. Slide our pans back. And the peameal's hot. So like I said, it dries out super quick. I'm just gonna put the peameal on the cheese, and that's also gonna help the cheese melt. So it did get that little bit of color. Yum. Happiness. Okay, we're going down. Do the salad first. Try and pick a piece of romaine that will fit on this plate. And this is how I'm serving this. And this is pretty traditional for a grilled romaine. And like I said, I think I'm just going to use a brush to brush on the dressing, just since it's a little bit thicker. Even though it seems like a shame to kind of cover up those grill marks. I guess you could kind of put little dollops all over as well. But this will just get it dispersed more evenly. Something like that, I think, is good. Now let's get croutons. I don't need too many. Definitely a good vessel for croutons. And I think I might actually still just give a slice or a quarter off of this lemon. So I think squeezing that lemon over would still be great. So we can just post that up here. And just our parm petals. And then our crushed peppercorns. You guys good? Chilling with me? Following? Liking where we're going? Maybe if I put this there, the glare will go away. I'll definitely turn down the fan now. Okay, everyone died. Yo that. I moved the pot without using a mitt. Well, I did touch the handle first to make sure. And it wasn't actually hot. Didn't sit on the stove top long enough. Okay, our smoked pepper going on here. It's nice to see the pink peppercorn. Looks really good. There we go, guys. There's our Caesar salad. Where's the lettuce? Who knows? It's buried under the cheese. It's under the cheese. Not the under cheese. It's just under the cheese. Okay, I think I'm just gonna use a chipotle aioli for this. I'm gonna watch this cloth. That burner's still hot. You guys can use whatever mayo you want. Totally. But I really like this one. It's got really good flavor. Maybe the smokiness from the chipotle will complement our Caesar salad. And because our burgers are still gonna be nice and juicy, we don't have to completely load this up with mayo. And I always do my lettuce on the bottom, and that way the bun doesn't get soggy. Our nice big slice of tomato. And I'm just gonna go over to the stove now and grab our burger. Watch out, girl. As you can see, the cheese is just slightly drooped. I hope you can see that. If you can't, tell me and I'll hold it up for you, or I'll just show you in a second here. That, though, is heavenly. You want that, the little bit of droop. You don't want the cheese to drip off, because then you just end up wasting it. And then it just burns to the pan. That's it, guys. Super simple and delicious. So photo time now, and then we'll grab a little tasty taste of what is going on here. Got the dog just vacuuming away. Typical. Sammy's sleeping. And Meltza, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. What if I just turn that light off? Can you see it a bit better? Maybe. It's the nicest Caesar salad you've ever seen. Thanks, Vegan Gelato. It's a canoe. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm going into the burger first. I think. Okay, maybe we'll go into the Caesar salad first. It's definitely a fork and knife thing. Obviously, because you have to cut the lettuce yourself. And a lot of people don't like eating it this way. It's like, oh, the lettuce isn't cut for me. What am I supposed to do? Thanks, Uncle Stinky. But really, it's not the end of the world. If people eat pizza with a fork and knife, you can easily cut your lettuce for your Caesar salad yourself. Okay, there's a little bite. That's probably one of the best Caesar salads I've ever eaten. I am loving that smoked dressing. And you can find those smoke powders online. And like I said, they're really good on like fries or potatoes. So good. Like, I'm not missing the bacon on here at this point. Yeah, we can't even handle the burger. Let's be honest here. Just dripping. Oh my goodness. See? Okay, I'll try and get a bite so I can actually bite the burger. Mm-hmm. It's definitely fresh ground beef. The cheese is awesome on it. But even though we cooked it for such little time, it's still well done. But you can see by the amount of juices that are coming out, it's not dry at all. So there's my bite. Barely even made a dent in this. Let me try one more. The bun is just a touch too big if I was to be picky. But dang, that meat is so good. Yeah, feasting. Really freaking good. Now it's just making me hungry. Okay, that's it for the stream, guys. Thanks for everyone chilling with me in here today. As always, I hope you guys learned something, because I always learn something from you, which is so cool. It's like one of my favorite parts about this. And like I said, I will be giving away some of these amazing Salt West salts. I think I'll be choosing 3 or 4 of them. And I think we'll start the giveaway in August. I don't know if we'll do it for the whole month, maybe a half month. And I'll let you guys know any further details. Sometimes you need a soggy burger. It's true. This is going to be one of those burgers where when you pick it up, you need both hands and you're not putting it down until you're done. And that's how I always like to eat my burgers anyways. Okay, just checking out Belly, seeing who's on, and we're going to go raid someone. What are you guys feeling today? We got Chef Mike again. I don't know how you guys enjoyed that stream. I didn't stay in for long, but it seemed pretty cool. Or else we got Vegan Chick making chocolate muffins with, it looks like, avocado. And if you don't want any of those people, then we can find someone else. Okay, Chef Mike then. Let's do it. What's PJ Farms? What's that, Uncle Stinky? You have Chef Mike on the other screen. Okay, let's do Chef Mike then. He's pretty new, hey? I don't know when he started, but I think that's great that he's streaming from his kitchen. We're going in. Thanks for all the love this week, guys. Who was our top cheer? Was it Chef? Our top cheer? Because if so, I will be contacting him to request a meal for next week. And same with our top donator. Okay, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you Monday. Love you all. Thanks for everything.
canned margarita. It was so good.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah. That's
Wow, I thought you made it from scratch, Sammy. Good job. Fooled us all.
Yeah.
Yeah, sensing a fresh margarita.
Yeah. Whoa, that's
This
the
is so
occasion.
good.
Yeah.
Hey.
Friday.
Okay, we're eating up front. It's really nice up there.
Okay. So salad stuff is here.
Yeah.
Dressing, parm, smoked peppercorn.
You haven't said anything yet to your dad about what happened at Salt West. I haven't told him nothing.
No,
We haven't
when
seen
we
each
eat. Yeah, when we eat. He asked me, and I said she can tell. It's
other.
awesome.
It's pretty good.
Super awesome.
And then cretins are just over here.
Cruttons.
Rottens.
Chewy.
How come your thing was saying you had no, it wasn't showing your followers or whatever, your little gauge there?
I changed it
Okay.
to cheers.
Okay. You don't want to know how many followers you have?
Well, we already know we got over 900.
So you don't care now?
No, you're gonna focus on money now.
Give me the money. Show me the money, honey.
Yeah.
Is there more dressing?
You need more?
Well, I don't know. There's not much left in the
Okay.
thing there.
Well, there's only Sam left.
I know, but is that enough for him?
I think so.
What's
it's
this?
Good.
Think so?
Smoked peppercorn. It's a smoked Caesar salad. It's really good.
Do you having a big nap, Sam?
It was.
Even with Poo Poo barking at the doors and
She barked.
upstairs she was, being a little shithead.
That sounds.
He's Aussie. They're doing brunch service right now. They just finished the rush.
I saw the time was like 11:10.
So we have a bunch of bread, I take it with no crust on it. Somewhere.
What?
Hey?
What do you mean? I just cut up the bread.
Well, you cut up the whole thing?
What you talking about? What you talking about?
Oh, I
this?
guess I need some stuff.
Bottle.
I thought it was just the crusts that you did.
Nope. Why would I waste bread like that?
Wow, I wouldn't think.
That's a burger. Story burger.
Hey! What's that?
There's 2 more in there.
You want lettuce and tomato, Dad?
Oh yeah. What I forgot. Lettuce, tomato.
I don't think I do. I think I just need to have tomato. I got enough lettuce here.
No taking.
Lettuce, tomato. That's it. There we go.
I brought a knife and fork for you, hun, but
I did. I got it.
you got it? Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready. guys. I left the stream on. Thanks, Thule. Love you.